Love the shirt.
Well, it's my night job. I didn't have time to change. You know, I work at the Mars. Natalie, Keenan, thank you for joining me today, man. I made a big mistake of watching the first 3 episodes of this last night about 11 o'clock by myself, you know, so yeah. I definitely went to bed freaked out, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, this series is, you know, I've always had a fear of zombies since I was a kid. And I saw the Night of the Living Dead when I was in kindergarten, which scarred me. And never forget my mom yelling at my sister, my older sister, go, "Why did you let him watch that?" You know, so I've always got a thing about zombies, and especially watching all the original films. And Romero's like one of my idols. So, you know, Keenan, 6 strangers trying to survive the first 24 hours of an undead invasion. You know, Cam was working at the cemetery. Not a great place to be when the dead start to rise, is it?
Arguably the worst, but the first to warn everybody and tell everybody. And I don't know, I got to play some of the shock. You know, I feel like in the Romero ones, the only one that it's a surprise to people is the first one, and then after that, it's all established. It's all in motion. So it was cool to be there at basically ground zero and be surprised by it. You see the world shift. You go from a guy who could never believe this would ever happen until the moment it is, and then it is.
And Natalie, you know, Lauren works at a funeral home, you know, embalming the dead. I mean, talk about, you know, a creepy occupation. I can't think of a creepier place to be than when the dead rise, other than the cemetery, but in a funeral parlor. Was the set even creeping you out, you know, when you were there among the embalming station and all the tools?
Yeah, I mean, like, it definitely heightened the creepiness for me, the fact that we have this undead invasion, and then I'm in this place where there's a lot of dead people. So that made it like all the more scary. Yeah, and you'll kind of get to see, I think, in the first like episode or 2, why I say this.
I love your character because, you know, she's had a checkered past. She's trying to go on the right path, and there's all these obstacles in front of her, and she's a real tough character. I really admire that.
Yeah, totally.
And, you know, Keenan, I've seen people run away from zombies, you know, but Cam is probably the first ever to escape a zombie attack on a Ryder lawnmower.
Not just escape.
I mean, I think the series embodies the humor that Romero had in Day of the Dead and Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, come on. I mean, I'm waiting for you to start this lawnmower up and then you just kind of put away. But, you know, of course, that's the charm of the series.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It definitely gets put to use.
And Natalie, when the zombie actors are in full makeup, is it easy for you to get in character? Did they like keep them away from you and only show you when you got on set, or how did that work?
No, we would see them crafty.
Yeah, we would see them at crafty. We would see them at crafty, sipping some coffees, having a cigarette, which is pretty funny to watch. But yeah, that makeup and such, they would show up quite early to get that all done. And so when they showed up to set and are like chasing you and whatnot, like it really made it super real and really creepy and added to the very real feelings of fear.
Yeah, because, you know, Keenan, escaping the cemetery as the dead rise, was it a surreal experience shooting that scene? Because, you know, usually you have 1 or 2 zombies like coming after you, like what happened with Natalie's character. You know, they're in a hallway, but you had literally dozens of them chasing you. I mean,
even at the end of the day, even if you take the zombie and all of it out of it, there's like 30 people looking at you coming your way. It still feels like eyes on you, and on top of that, you're in the circumstance and you're pretending, and it's easy to kind of get carried away into that. I compare it to like when you're playing tag with your friends as kids and you're running away and there's no consequences. You're only at worst going to be it. But as the person's chasing you, there's always that kid that will be, they're on their tail and they'll just stop and go, forget it, just tag me. It's kind of that. It's like, there is no consequence. You know, in your head, there's no consequence, but you can trick yourself to that, like that split second into believing it when you're seeing it and it's coming at you. And you're in it. You're feeling a zombie hand pulling your hair into the ground.
I was going to say, because, you know, Natalie, were there times you're like, I want to be a zombie in this series? You know, can you just like put me in some makeup and and you'll never recognize me because they look like I know they go through a lot, to become a zombie, all the makeup and showing up at probably 2 a.m. But did either of you just like, I want to be a zombie in like one scene and get some screen time as a Walking Dead?
I can't believe we didn't think of this.
All right. Listen,
We could add more days of work.
Yeah, if you put me in a zombie costume, I will be pulling all kinds of pranks. So.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. It just plays itself, doesn't it? Well, congratulations on a great series. And I think it's just in time for Halloween, and SYFY channel is just like the best location channel for this series. Thank you both for joining me today. I enjoyed it immensely, and let's talk again soon.
Thank you so much, Jeff.
Take care. Thank you.
And hey, we'll talk to Jed and Scott about making you a zombie if we when we do season 2.
Oh, when season 2 happens, I don't care. I will walk there, get me in makeup. I'll be in the background. You guys can put an axe in my head. I don't care. I just want to be a zombie on this show. I think that would be
Yes.
the best. So let me know. Let me know. Take care. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you, Jeff.